What's up, banda? Welcome. This is El Mexican Soccer Podcast, episode 206. I'm your host, Hugo Bernal, and I want to invite you, invite everybody, actually, not just you, everybody who's listening, watching, feeling this podcast, to subscribe to our channels, El Trio Online. You can follow us on every single social media platform. You can find us at El Trio Online, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, you call it, you name it. We're famous everywhere. 206 episodes. It sounds pretty simple, but it's not, people. Remember, lots of effort, lots of work, lots of production, lots of good soccer, lots of good football. Visit us at eltrionline.com and you can find everything in there. As always, el buen Super Mojado, el buen Ferni. Welcome, guys. How are you? Ay, Super, vienes más guapo hoy. What happened?
What's up?
No, Ferni, tú sigues igual de Federico.
Así se llama. Es su middle name.
Fernando Federico.
FF.
What's up, guys?
Está contento,
Super, did you get your
Fernando.
Qatar tickets yet, or no? Are you going to the World Cup or what?
Ya tengo listo la burrocina, que diga limosina.
You can't even get out of Connecticut, can you? You're like super mojado, so you can't even leave the state. ¿Qué tienes como?
Yes, I'm gonna swim over there, so I'm gonna start pretty soon. See if I make it on time.
A poner la experiencia de irse nadando hasta allá.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, if you can tell me the closest ocean to, or even a sea, closest sea to Qatar, I would believe it, but we have no clue, so we continue. Fermi, how's your Panini album?
It's going great. Ya tengo bastantes repetidas, así es que whoever wants to trade a few stickers, just let me know.
Let's trade. ¿Ya te salió la negra?
Ese vato.
¿Desde cuándo, güey?
No, güey, las cartitas negras, cabrón. Las cartitas negras.
Le sacaste una sonrisa.
A cada rato le sale.
Se puso bien contento el Super.
Le brillaron los ojos a Fernando.
No, yo les decía porque a mí me salen puras azules. Azules, no negras.
Okay.
Sí, tengo tres
No sé.
rojas y muchas
Ya la
azules.
tiene morada el güey. Mira.
Yo tengo una roja nada más. What's a fair trade from a blue one? Because I'm not putting them in the album unless.
See,
you know what I mean?
I'm not putting the blue ones in the album. I only put two by mistake before I knew what they meant.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Same here.
I have all my blue ones and my red ones apart, and
So
I'm
you
hoping
haven't-
to get a green one.
¿Ya las tienes azul? No, que las tarjetitas, ya tienes las azules, digo.
Sí.
Ya la tiene azul.
You have to let it breathe. Anyways.
Where the heck do
son
you
los
get
cochinos,
all
eh?
these cars, man? You guys, oh my.
Súper. Es que en
así se
Oaxaca
vive
no
el
vendían
mundial.
esos álbumes, güey. En Oaxaca no llegaban esos álbumes, güey. Ese es el pedo. That is the
I
problem.
don't know, man.
If you're trading Panini cards right now, I want you to comment. I want you to. The
So,
producer's probably
do you-
going bananas because we're not talking about soccer. This
Do
is
you
soccer.
guys
This
get
is
your
childhood.
cars? Do you guys get your cars
No.
next to your Pokemon cars or?
No.
Where do you guys
CVS. I bought my stuff at CVS. Super. I think the Panini people contacted me and they wanted to. I think they're gonna send me free albums. So if anyone
Mándame
wants free albums,
mándame otro álbum.
absolutely, yeah.
Y mándale una super para que se entere
Para que se ponga las
de lo que
pilas,
se trata.
ajá.
Sí.
Aparte para que conozca a los jugadores de Qatar. Producer, we're getting into the show in a second. Don't worry, we'll be there. We'll be there in a second. This is good stuff.
This is not this show is not sponsored by Panini.
No, it's
Super,
not,
no vas al mundial. You don't collect the
Ajá,
sticker
you have
album.
to-
What are you gonna watch the games? What are you gonna do?
Listen, I collect virongas. I collect
¿Y eso con qué se
este,
come? Saludos, el buen
caguamas.
Victor
I
Nick
collect
01. Saludos, el Trio Online. Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. He's in Twitch, actually. We love it. I think he's in Twitch. I'm not sure. But anyway, so let's get things going. Before we start with how was it? What was the name? Champions Cup?
Campeones
don't know.
Cup.
Campeones
Yes.
Cup or something like that.
Campeones Cup.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about this. El peruano metió gol, ¿no? Cayens. Le ganaron 2-0 al Atlas. So, de vuelta a la realidad con el Atlas. That's it.
Oh
Another
man, it's por la calle de la amargura. Yeah, it's Atlas is just disaster, man. It's almost like they forgot how to play soccer now.
third straight MLS team to win
And
a tournament.
I don't think they had a lot of changes in their squad, did they, from last year?
No, they probably didn't.
It's a lot of the same
And there's
players.
many el delantero está lesionado, el mediocampista también lesionado. So, anyways, I think we shouldn't. I mean, especially Super, you shouldn't trash talk Atlas right now because las Chivas acaban de agarrar golpe de realidad. So, but being honest, I mean, what happened to Atlas? What's going on? Do you think it's a golpe de realidad, or we're gonna see a more a team that it's more consistent?
Well,
They have been consistent. They've been, you know,
2 seasons.
they suck. They suck throughout the whole tournament. So of course we weren't gonna get, much.
No. My question was more like let's say, are we gonna see an Atlas from now on not that every tournament they're contenders for the championship, but like I'm thinking a little bit more like Pachuca, Leon, somebody that if they build up, they can do it, Not like Atlas before, like they were before these 2 tournaments that they just won. Before it was just like a no-brainer. They're not going to do anything. Now, after these 2 tournaments, I know this one, they're not doing so well, and they're not probably going to even qualify to the playoffs. But what I'm saying out. Is, from now on, are we going to see a Atlas that could become a contender? The same way as Pachuca is, for example, as Leon.
I think we can put them as a contender for the next 2 tournaments. And if for the next 2 tournaments they disappoint as much as they did this tournament, then I think slowly Atlas is gonna end up going back to its reality, and everybody's just gonna forget about Atlas. They're gonna, think they're not gonna make it to the playoffs.
You gotta remember that they have new owners. The new owners.
I was just gonna say. I think
another team that it could be. Hold on one second, Super. Another team that we could use as an example. It's their brothers, which is Santos, Grupo Orlegui, and Santos can become. It's one of those teams that even this tournament, I think they're in 4th place, and I'm not saying they're 100% contenders, but they can grow, within this tournament already. So,
well, mira, les llegó tarde, but it got to them, la campeonitis. It's something that the teams suffer from this phenomenon, right? All the time. Mira, fueron campeones, ahora bicampeones, and this time they're in 17th place. They're not even. I think they're completely out. They don't even have a chance to advance to repechaje. So so it's just like that, man. And I don't think they're like now they're gonna be like the same Atlas that used to be, because you hit it right on the spot. They have new owners, so I just think that these people are more serious, and they're like you just put it in a perfect way. I mean, Santos, their other team, they're always up there, fighting and being at least a team that is a contender. So I don't see Atlas going back necessarily to what they used to be, but like for this summer, like I said, they're done, and we weren't expecting anything else from them last night, because they've just been doing horrible this tournament.
I think it's funny because Super said that Santos is always a contender, but Santos I don't think was a contender in the past 2 tournaments. I think in the past 2 tournaments Santos struggled, and weirdly enough, Atlas was the one that was on top. And now that Santos, goes on top, Atlas is completely forgotten at the bottom of the table. So
no, and
what's going on is it. You can't really have the only focus on one team, because that's what it seems like, that they're poniendo todas las canicas, a un equipo y se olvidan del otro. So I would like to see a playoff where both teams are in it, and we'll see. But I don't think Atlas is, it's a bad tournament, but I don't think it's too much to worry. They're still gonna be expected to do good in the next tournament. They have a lot of credit due to the 2 championships they got, and I think Atlas is not gonna go back to that reality that we know so much, but we'll see after this tournament.
That's something that Grupo Orlegui is going to have to fix to not be able to have two teams. Apparently, that's in theory what they're saying, because multipropiedad, the problems that's going on with multipropiedad. But who knows if it's going to change and they're just going to do another loophole that they can just get away with it. Hopefully they won't. But with that being said, you said, okay, we're not going to see Atlas that we've seen before our entire lives, because nobody here is older than 70 or 72. But anyways, what I'm saying now, if we compare it to MLS teams, we realize now that they're getting closer and closer, now with titles, now with games, now with everything. And yes, it is hard, like become a team that is going to be a contender every season. I would say the few only ones that we can see right now, it's Tigres, America maybe, but you need more than just money and a good team in order to become a contender every single season, every time for the last 10 years or something like that. But we'll see. Atlas, they need to get, first of all, my biggest concern, because I truly don't mind if they get better or not next season. I think they're going to be from mid-table up from now on after these two tournaments that they just won. But my biggest concern is what's going to happen on CONCACAF Champions League, and what's going to happen to this. They lost to New York City FC, and
see, and then you guys tell me. I don't follow MLS that closely, but where is New York FC right now on the table? Are they?
Well, they're in fourth place in the Eastern Conference, so they are in playoffs.
So I don't think this game can really tell you much, because these two teams were champions long ago, So Atlas was champions in May.
One season ago. It's only a few months ago.
It's been 4 months. 4 months. You could do a lot of 4 months. And the reality of both teams at the moment is completely different. If this game would have happened in May, then I would have told you, okay, it's a little bit more fair.
But Fernando, we're saying we're as Mexicans, we're finding so many excuses. So many excuses.
It's not an excuse. I mean, I would have told you that if in May they would have played, it would have been a more, even game.
Not necessarily, because remember that MLS stops for winter, so they would have been like 5 months without playing.
Well,
now that you're European, Fernie, now that you're European, imagine Real Madrid wins the Champions League in May, and they play the Mundial de Clubes in December. And they don't want to lose Mundial de Clubes.
Hugo, we're talking about a team that has a lot of money, and we're comparing it to an Atlas team that's
I understand, but you have to. It's a win-win. No, it's a final. You have to win final.
I mean, you can't. You also can't compare the Mundial de Clubes to a game sacaron de las nalgas.
You put that scenario on. So
you're trying to bring MLS down because Pumas
I'm not, and I'm giving props to MLS because it's growing a lot, and I like it. I like the fact that MLS is growing, is becoming more competitive.
Watch it. But
you gotta understand.
If you want to support it, you have to start by watching it first.
Or I do watch it. I watch LAFC. I pretty much just watch LAFC what I can. But I'm telling you that the reality of both teams, whether it's an excuse or not, it's completely different. So you can't really compare a whole league with this one game.
It's not different.
We have to move on. We're taking too long, guys.
Constantly.
Here it is. We got some Ingle roots. America last Liga MX team to beat an MLS. I don't get this. America last Liga MX team to beat an MLS team. Oh, I see what you mean. In a final, I'm guessing. Who knows? Maybe in a final. I don't know. In a final, yeah, I don't think so, because all the other finals, I think they were between Mexican teams. But moving on, let's take a look at the results from last week. And what do you get? So production, send them over. Here is what we got. On Friday, Monterrey ganó, Cruz Azul ganó por fin. 6-1 el Pachuca, 3-1 perdió Atlas, hablando de 3-3 Querétaro Santos, Think about this 3-3 and the 3-3 that we just saw last night. So Santos with 2 ties like that. America won against Necaxa. León lost. I mean, León won against Tigres. I thought that was the turning point for Chivas, man, but then they just got a reality check. 2-2 Pumas. Toluca ganaron las Chivas 1-0 al Puebla, pero después perdieron 4-1. Reality check, as we said. 3-3 America Santos with they put on the scoreboard or on the digital board. We're gonna end the game until America ties the game, so that's when they finished it. 2-1 then Juárez.
¿Por qué tan ardido? ¿Por qué tan ardido, Hugo?
Se me olvida que eres fan del América, güey. Perdón.
¿Verdad?
I always keep on forgetting this.
Así le hicieron, así se le regalaron el gol del empate a los Tigres cuando jugaron contra Pumas y no me ves a mí quejándome.
No, pobre Chuy. Anyway. So América en plan grande. Se viene el clásico, ahora sí. No hay partidos hoy. I thought it was a game today, isn't it?
Ahí anda el Cruz Azul jugando contra el León.
Okay, what's the score so far?
No sé, deja ver.
Today, I'm checking right now. 0-0, minute 57. All right, so if you're watching this. Día del Portero, 2 goals. Oh, yeah, 2 goals. 2 goalkeepers scored. Acevedo was one, and who was the other one? I forgot.
González, de Pumas.
Oh, el de Pumas. Sí, el de Pumas.
Padrísimo. Por eso está contento el güey.
No, mira.
He thinks they're going to be champions already because his goalkeeper scored.
You know, he scored and it was cool and everything. No sé si vieron el partido, pero cometió un error. Pero un error de novatos, que hasta un portero de 10 años lo tapa mejor. So, I think that even if he scored, te deja más sabor de boca. I think, regardless of the goal, he should be benched para darle la oportunidad a Gil Alcalá. But, I mean, I'm not the coach, so.
Yeah, and Gil Alcalá, un chamaco que viene de abajo.
No, I mean, era el portero de Querétaro, luego se fue a Tijuana. So, he has experience.
Okay.
He's an experienced goalie, but, I mean.
No, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. So, yeah, it is tough. And I saw the mistake that they did, but who knows? I mean, and Acevedo scoring, another thing, not only scoring, but wait, he scored against who? Against Puebla, was it?
Querétaro.
No. On the Querétaro, I'm sorry, Querétaro.
Yeah.
So if you think about Santos, I mean, because he had a great game against America, but if you think about Santos, Acevedo scoring a 3-3 against Querétaro, I don't know. It's Santos, they got to step up a little bit better. And also, with America, you have the lead, you have to hold it no matter what. And they just didn't. I'm not blaming the referee or whoever keeps the time. I was just joking about that, but
okay, sure, Hugo.
No, seriously, more credit to not even to America. Instead of giving more credit to America, I just blame Santos for letting it go. No?
To the ref.
Nah, the ref. What do I have to do? But anyway, so what else we got? America. What do you guys think? See, they stopped winning after 10 games. Score in 88 and 97 to earn a point in the Azteca. This is what production is saying. The problem is here that they stopped. They broke that streak, right, of winning games.
Yeah.
What was it, like 10 games, I believe?
9 games.
9
games. All right. So they couldn't get to the 10th one. Do you still see America as a serious contender after this, even after this?
Of course, they were losing 3-1 in the 87th minute, and in less than 10 minutes metieron 2 goles para rescatar el empate. So of course
not even Chivas after Chivas got a reality check. Super. They're not gonna be able. Obviously, they're not gonna stop America, would they?
No, there is it's gonna be a really interesting game. You know how these games are played differently. I mean, I think there's a chance.
Los clásicos se juegan diferente con el corazón.
There's a chance, man. The play has to be played, and the game has to be played, and then anybody can win.
Oh, really? Is that how it goes? So who wins? The one that scores the most?
The one that scores the most, man. The one that scores the goals, at least.
Look,
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call you Super Cantinflas, brother.
This game against Tigres came in the wrong time for Chivas and for the Clásico.
No.
No, well,
Oh,
listen,
okay.
listen.
Maybe. Okay.
You know how many games Chivas didn't lose? Like
Yeah,
8
for a few.
games. So I was really excited because I was finally seeing a Chivas that was gonna compete against an America, and we talked about this last week. If Chivas loses a game, that's okay. They're still gonna be on a roll. But it's just the way they lost yesterday, 4 or 2 days ago. What
So
was yesterday? 4
2 days
goals.
ago.
Like it's just there's ways of losing, and I told this to you, and don't say that I'm just hating because I told this to you when Pumas lost 5-1 against Santos. There's ways of losing. You can lose 1-0 and look good. You can lose 2-1 and look good. But when they score 4 goals on you, it looks pathetic. And leading up to the Clásico, it just sucks. Le quita un poco de
Yeah.
emoción. I
It is
think. I
true.
don't know
It is true.
about you guys.
No. You're 100% right. One thing that I want to mention, the way they play the first half, se cansaron de fallar las Chivas, and then just the second half don't show up.
You have to give credit to Nahuel, man, because he was like stopping everything.
Yeah.
Nahuel was, despite that they won 4-0, Nahuel was el jugador del
4-1.
partido. So it's just bad luck, bad Chivas dominated the game.
Luck, man. There's no bad luck.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad luck.
Dominated the game.
Either you score or you don't. That's not having bad luck. That's just having bad forwards. And not to bring Pumas up, but it's the same issue that they have. The Neno no las mete. So los delanteros is not about having good luck or bad luck. It's either you're good at scoring or you're not.
See, Fernando, what I'm seeing right now from you that's saying, "Oh, I was excited for Chivas to get to the Clásico, and it would have been better if they became Tigres because they show up to the Clásico."
Like I said, not even beat them. Like it's okay if they would have lost, but the way if Tigres would have just won 1-0, or
I don't
if Chivas would have,
I don't think Chivas are tan derrotados in this at this moment.
You said it yourself. They showed up for the second half defeated. And if they miss as much,
of course. But I'm saying, well, if you're a coach and you are a little bit smart, and I think Chivas coach should be a little bit smart, nada, borrón y cuenta nueva rápido. Dale la vuelta a la página. Move on really fast because there's a clásico to be played.
Of course, but your motivation. The players are human. They have they could get motivation or they pueden perder motivación, pueden ganar motivación. Y este partido, cuando les ganan 4-1, they lose motivation. It came at the wrong time.
No, not for a super clásico,
well,
man.
I mean,
listen. But you know what? Let's put it to you this way. All right. So they were gonna, let's say that they would have come into this to this game like winning. Don't you think that maybe the confidence, maybe overconfident, and they were gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat them this time? No, it's like Hugo said earlier, un toque de realidad, right? Les enseñaron que, hey, vamos a ir a este partido a tomar las cosas serio. I think that motivation now, it was losing 4-1 to Tigres because now their pride is hurt. So now they're gonna want to win this game even more. So I think it, in that sense, I think that, like I said, it's gonna be a really good game. I think America too got a little bit of reality check. They know that they're not the invincible team. If they would have won against Santos easy, they would have been like, yeah, we got this. Just another game. But now, they scored 2 goals in 13 minutes, man, to America. So they received 2 goals. I'm sorry, they received 2 goals.
Where
in 13
are they playing?
Minutes. So in El Azteca, the same stadio that they played with Santos. So that doesn't mean anything, man.
No, of course it means something. So you're all of a sudden
Chivas has more fans in Azteca all the time.
So all of a sudden, playing away doesn't mean anything. All of a sudden, there's no home advantage.
Not
of
for
course
these two
there
teams.
is. Of course there is.
Everywhere they play, they always play at home.
Well, I mean, me callo la boca cuando vea que hay más aficionados de Chivas en el Azteca. And then
ya ha pasado. Ya ha pasado.
Ni siquiera pueden llenar el estadio de su casa porque están mal. What makes you think people are going to go to... Tuvieron que regalar boletos para que la gente hace
Fernando,
3 semanas.
Fernando, las Chivas have more... I'm going to say they have more fans in Mexico City than America. I'll put it to you this way.
It doesn't seem like they have fans in Guadalajara, at least this season. And I'm telling you this because...
But in Mexico City, they have more fans than America.
Sure.
It is what it is, man.
Bueno, es que si los contaste, pues ¿cómo discuto contigo si ya los contaste?
Listen, Fernando. I'm not gonna just say Super is right, but what I'm gonna say is that, not percentage-wise, but percentage-wise, on number-wise, on average, in a season, Chivas brings more players more fanatics to their games than pretty much every team except the ones in Monterrey and America.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the people that go to about home advantage.
So what's the difference? Let's say
Super saying 60-40. Super saying that there's no home advantage if you play in the Azteca because Chivas is going to bring more players to the stadium. It doesn't matter if there's more fans in Mexico City if there's more fans of America in the stadium.
It's not gonna make a huge difference either way. Even if there's extra, let's put it 60-40.
Well, I mean,
making it either way, go either way, doesn't matter. It's not gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make a difference for America or for Chivas.
I'm surprised all of a sudden home advantage doesn't matter. I mean, if you guys say it doesn't matter,
not for Chivas en el Azteca, man. How long have you been watching Mexican soccer, Fernando? Did you just start watching recently?
I'm asking you, did you just start watching recently? You don't think there's a home advantage for America and El Azteca? So there's no home advantage. So there's no home advantage for Chivas in Guadalajara.
Because I've been watching it for a long time.
Well, I'm asking you, is there home advantage for Chivas in Guadalajara?
It's the same way as I'm telling you. It's not really. It's always divided, and sometimes there has been more America fans in Guadalajara than Chivas fans.
I mean, si con eso te sientes más cómodo para ir para ver a las Chivas el sábado.
I'm realistic, man. I'm not gonna come here and tell you, what's not. This is what I've seen, and it's not even what I believe. This is what I've seen in these games.
Well, I mean, for Chivas' sake, let's hope you're right, because after losing 41, going to play away, I honestly don't think how Chivas is gonna make it out alive.
I just told you, like I said, the fans don't play, Fernando. The fans don't play.
No, it does make a difference, but I don't think at this point it's not gonna be a big difference. It's not gonna be a sellout or something. Let's move on. Let's talk, because we mentioned a little bit about Santos. I don't know after when they tied. Where did they end up? They were in 4th place last time I checked.
They are in 4th place.
Serious contenders though.
Santos.
They've been playing good throughout the season. They've been playing. They've been scoring a lot of goals. There's always hiccups, but they've been scoring a lot of goals, and I definitely think that Santos is a contender. They're 4th place right now, and I would put my money that they're gonna make it to semifinals.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they look a little bit more solid than the rest of the teams that are around that area, like Toluca, than Tigres themselves. So I think Santos could make it pretty far. I'm not so sure about being Campeones, because you have potencias like América, Monterrey, and teams like that. But hey, te pueden dar la sorpresa. I wouldn't put them out already.
Yo no los descartaría así 100%. Si pasan entre los primeros cuatro, I think it is definitely they are definitely a contenders, but we'll see. I mean, it's a tough place after I just don't get it getting. Think about this. Acevedo, oh yeah, Acevedo, 6 goles en los últimos 2 partidos. No está, and it's nothing was like clearly his fault, but still you're receiving 6 goals in 2 games.
So let's just put it this way: they have Juarez and Mazatlan for the last 2 opponents.
Well, they should destroy them.
So believe me, they are gonna advance. And
I mean,
within the four.
The thing is that Juarez viene animado. They just beat Pachuca that we've been talking wonders about in the past few weeks, and you would have never guessed that Juarez was gonna beat Pachuca. So I don't think Santos has it that easily, especially after, like Hugo said, they just received 6 goals. La defensa les está un poco débil.
They have it that easy, Fernando. That's I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, good stuff. With Chivas, besides the home advantage or no home advantage, call it whatever you want to call it, soccer-wise, football-wise, super. What happened? Bad luck? You're just gonna call it?
No.
Luck?
They actually play good. They actually played. They had a lot of opportunities. They created a lot of.
No, es que los Pumas también jugaron bien cuando fueron contra Santos y los golearon.
I mean, I saw the whole game. I don't know if Fernando saw the game or not, but I just think that Chivas they dominated the game, and the mistakes that they made, though, they were they were just horrible. It's like you cannot let a team like that score 4 goals on you when you were completely dominated them. That llegaron 4 veces y anotaron 4 goles. That's how I'm gonna put it to you. And if now con un América enrachado, if you let them have those opportunities, they're gonna score 8 goals on you. It's like, va a ser, puede ser un desastre. So you have to go and take it serious and have tu línea defensiva al 100. Porque si no.
Okay. Well, if they're going to step up their game, they should do it against America, and that could be a turning point for them, because they were doing okay, but then it got pretty bloody.
And they had
against it, especially at home. There was no home advantage, I guess.
And Chivas had probably the best. I'm not gonna say the best defense, but they had the least amount of goals scored on them. Defense, they only had 9 goals up to this point. They only, allowed 9 goals, and then
we mentioned that el entrenador puso orden. Let's say the way is like, all right, let's stop. At least let's start with stop losing, and they did for a while. We can see there 8 games, no losing. But now it just got real with the Tigres and with a team that is not gonna let you, or it's gonna make you pay those mistakes. Pretty expensive.
And the other thing that he did is that he made 5 substitutions. I mean, of course, because you had so many games in a short amount of time. So he made 5 substitutions del equipo que venía jugando bien. So and 5 substitutions, that's half of the team. So como que los descontroló ahí, and of course, I mean, you have to give your players rest. So se la jugó así, hizo un mal partido, and now let's a recargar pilas and face this.
Right.
That this is one of the most important games of the season. So
I think this weekend when they play against America is gonna be a good way to kind of determine if Chivas for the past 8 games did improve, or como le gusta decir a Super, fue un espejismo de Chivas en los últimos 8 juegos. We're going to see if the game against Tigres was just a hiccup or if it's, the reality that Chivas is in, because Tigres, America, is the type of teams they're going to be playing if they make it to the Liguilla. So I think it's a good way to determine if Chivas is actually improving or espejismo.
All right, let's take a look at the standings, because Tigres se quiere meter a los primeros 4. And we'll see if they get to it, but this is the way it looks. Los primeros 4, América de superlíder, y me parece que ya se emparejaron los juegos, ¿no? Ya tienen la misma cantidad de juegos. Vamos confirmando. Sí, parece que todos tienen 15.
No, there's still
well, there's a few, but not up top, though.
Yeah.
Not up top.
No.
Puebla has 14, Mazatlán, Pumas has 14 also, so and one more somewhere in there. Juárez, Juárez it has, okay. So 3 teams with 14 games apparently. But anyways, the way it looks like that, it's Tigres, the contenders, like with Santos. Pachuca, si se descuida porque vienen de perder, they might get in trouble in there in order to get a Juárez. If you think about it, they're getting into the first 12, although they have 15 games. So it's, but I mean, so we're seeing this. I don't think there's any possibilities for Chivas to get into the first 4. I don't think there's too many possibilities for even Toluca to get there, and not only because of that, just the way they're playing. Pumas, ¿ya lo das por eliminado, mi buen Ferri?
Not yet. Tienen un juego menos. Tienen un juego menos, so I think that actually helps them a lot. I mean, it's 3 points.
¿Y contra quién juegan? ¿Contra el Real Madrid o el Bayern? ¿O el Paris Saint-Germain?
En serio que estás bromista, Hugo. But, I mean, I'm not going to give up hope just yet. Anything could happen in 3 games,
You're reading the question right there. Just say it. Say your thing. Do your thing.
Pues es que tengo que ver la de esta otra vez. A ver. A ver.
Mira, la producción anda con todo. Do your thing.
Pues los Pumas, güey. I mean, if you look at it reasonably, I think Pumas, out of all those teams that are outside, they're the maybe Pumas or Cruz Azul, and we're gonna see Pumas against Cruz Azul on Sunday. So you got one of those 2 teams. Out of those 2 teams, whoever wins on Sunday is gonna end up being the one that goes through.
You got Cruz Azul, Puebla en el Super Juárez, que dices que they're, the best team, Fernando.
A ver, Super, le ganaron al Pachuca y tú piensas que Juárez va a hacer papita para Santos?
Super Juárez, no, that's what I'm saying.
Super,
I wouldn't have too many hopes with Pumas.
What happened?
Do you want good news right now or no?
Siempre, a ver.
Are you watching the Cruz Azul game? No, you're not.
I am not. Are they losing?
Yeah. Leon just scored on the 79th minute. Hey, you're doing a podcast here, pal. Either you watch TV or do a podcast, so you can't.
¿Y tú qué estás haciendo?
Resultados nada más, resultados.
I mean,
but anyway, so yeah.
There you go. Cruz Azul está sufriéndole eso.
y van contra Pumas la próxima, así que
el domingo.
So he said that his hopes were on Pumas or Cruz Azul. Y luego les meten el gol, güey. Ya no digas más, Fernando.
The thing is, they're gonna tie 0-0. You'll see. Boring game, and they'll both go out, and then maybe.
Los partidos entre Pumas y Cruz Azul se ponen buenos, Hugo. For the past 2 years han estado buenos.
Buenísimos.
Caray, ¿no viste el último que quedaron 4-3, ganó Pumas? O en la semifinal que quedaron 4-4. Digo, no sé si los has visto. O el que fue antes de esa semifinal que ganó Pumas 2-1. Bueno,
ok, we'll see.
Y tampoco debería estar hablando porque los partidos, los clásicos, también terminan 0-0.
Nobody tried to sell a super clásico today. I haven't heard el super vendiéndolo, just saying.
The thing is that I thought it was going to be a good clásico until Chivas lost. And now I'm concerned about the whole show.
It's almost like Fernando. I don't know, es como que bipolar. Ahí mi amigo last week he was like defending Chivas y le dije tranquilo, Sereno Moreno,
because I thought Chivas was for real now. I'm not too familiar with Chivas disappointing you guys because I don't watch them that much, and I finally saw that they were doing good. You know them more than I do. You knew they were gonna mess it up, so I guess you knew. Sorry, perdón por adelantarme.
Moreno.
Let's take a look at the next games coming up, because the only one that we know about it's what's it called? Pumas Cruz Azul. So right now, Thursday, it's the one that's live. León, it's winning 1-0 at this moment, I believe. When it's being recorded, let me take a look at my phone. Yeah, minute 81. Still 1-0 León up. Puebla Tigres, Mazatlán Toluca, Monterrey Atlas, América Chivas, Cruz Azul Pumas, Santos Juárez, León Querétaro, Pachuca San Luis y Cholos Necaxa. Anyone else who can sneak in there from the bottom of the table? It was Cholos that they could do it, and also Mazatlán they could do it. So, and they don't have a really, really tough games in there. Although Cholos, they only have 15 points since Cruz Azul is losing. Yeah, no.
I thought maybe Mazatlán le podría ganar a Toluca, pero como juegan en casa y no tienen advantage ahí en México, no existe el home advantage, tal vez no puedan ganarle al Toluca.
Ya se puso sarcástico. Es sarcasmo, ¿no? Lo que estás diciendo. En México no existe el home advantage.
No. Es que yo tenía entendido que sí existía el home advantage en México, pero que ya me corrigió aquí el buen Super, que es muy sabio.
¿Cómo empiezan los juegos?
Es muy sabio.
Con el home advantage. Mira, ¿1-0 empieza el local o que ganando?
Es que Hugo, por favor, dale un reality check aquí a Fernando. Dile que para Chivas y América, nowhere nunca juega de visita en México y en Estados Unidos.
Pues entonces pierden mucho en casa, ¿eh?
Demasiado.
Totalmente de acuerdo, totalmente de acuerdo. Eso sí,
demasiado. Pierden mucho en casa.
Entonces yo creo que Chivas tiene home disadvantage. Porque no hace nada. ¿Ok?
Always.
At some points.
Por lo menos, we can agree on something.
Anyways, they're calling for predictions. We still have time to go for predictions, but I think let's just do predictions on the games that you guys are gonna watch the most. Of course, Super is gonna watch el Super Clásico. Vamos a hacerlo de todos, vamos. O de los que más les interesen.
Ya, de
Super
todos,
Clásico.
Hugo.
Dale, pues
ya,
empieza.
Dale.
Empezamos con el de hoy.
Pues el de hoy ya
va ganando León. 1-0.
Van 1-1.
¿Ya empataron?
Ya empataron.
Ya empataron. All right. ¿Ves? Me habías dicho 1-1 y te la creía. Puebla.
Yo te digo
1-1. No,
Puebla gana Tigres 3-0.
¿Tú, Super?
Va a tener home advantage Puebla 2-2.
Mazatlán, Toluca.
Toluca gana 3-1.
Sí, porque no hay home advantage. ¿Tú, Super?
2-1 Toluca.
Monterrey Atlas. I think Monterrey wins 2-0.
Termina de sepultar al Atlas 4-0.
Wow.
Lo estás matando.
2-0. 2-0.
Este es el bueno. Super Clásico. ¿Tú qué dices, Fer?
Las Chivas ganan 3-1. ¿Qué? El América. El América. El América gana 3-1.
Yo decía, ¿qué está pasando aquí? Se me había hecho, pensé que era un glitch de la computadora.
Quise emocionar a Super un poquito.
No, tenía razón, Fernando. Va a ganar el que va a tener home advantage.
Va a ganar el que meta más goles, dice el Super.
Sí, va a ganar el que va a tener home advantage y va a ser Chivas 2-1.
2-1 gana Chivas. Yo creo que va a ser un clásico empate, 1-1. Y gol de penal por ahí, un gol medio.
¿Y el home advantage quién se lo lleva?
Gana Pumas 3-1.
Se quedó estancado, 0-0.
0-0, me gusta el 0-0. Yo creo que ya gana Santos, le gana Juárez. No, no te creas, no, Juárez.
No,
Juárez gana 2-1.
El Super dice que Santos va a arrollar a Juárez, pero bueno, yo también digo que Juárez gana.
No.
Yo digo que Juárez gana 1-0.
Santos, ¿dices tú, Super?
Yeah.
Juárez gana 1-0.
Ok, León, Querétaro. Bueno, yo me voy León ahí al 100%. No sé si ustedes cambien.
Yo un empate, 1-1.
2-0, León.
Pachuca gana 2-1 al San Luis.
Otro empate, 2-2.
¿No? Con eso Pachuca sale de los primeros 4, creo, porque se pueden adelantar ahí. Y
1-1.
Cholos, Necaxa.
Cholos gana
2-1.
2-1.
¿Tú, Super?
Pues más que nada porque quiero ir a ver al Tijuana jugar una liguilla. Yo digo que gana Tijuana.
Eso te iba a decir, ¿qué haces? ¿Sí manejas o qué?
Pues es que ya llevo como 4 torneos que quiero ir a verlos jugar una liguilla, pero no pasan.
And why don't you go to regular season?
Pues sí puedo ir, pero nunca he ido a un partido de una liguilla. Quiero ir a una liguilla, Hugo.
Okay, all right. So we'll light up some candles for Cholos Quinkles. That way Fernando can achieve his dream of being at a liguilla game. ¿Te has dicho nunca has sido una liguilla en general? ¿De ninguno?
No.
¿Ni de Pumas?
No.
Okay.
De nadie.
Prefiero ir a ver a la América, ¿no?
Sí, fuiste a ver a la América. ¿Y qué era un amistoso contra
¿tenía home advantage?
No era liguilla, era la jornada 16 de América contra Cruz Azul. Y quedaron 0-0.
Yo pensé que era un amistoso. Uy, o sea, ¿no te tocó ver gol en el Azteca?
No.
Uy. Por lo menos
pero
gol en medio tiempo.
¿Y quién tenía home advantage?
Es que los dos juegan ahí,
se quedaron prendidos, güey.
Los dos tienen home advantage. Es que Super no dice que no hay home advantage.
Bro, yes, let it go, please, come on. Anyways, since nobody's going to Qatar, what are you... Are we going to rant a little bit more about la convocatoria del Tri o no? That's my question. It's a question. There it is.
Ahí está. Mira, pues.
Sí, pero yo sé que van a llorar, se van a quejar, van a tirar de berrinches.
But now, do you think he's just trying this to? Do you think Acevedo has a spot, or he's just not gonna go anymore?
I don't think he's gonna go. I think El Tata Martino has this ready since a while back.
But you know what? That's why I think it was wrong to keep this guy, because he doesn't care what's gonna happen in the future. I think it would have been perfect to take this guy and get him ready for the next World Cup, because I'm almost positive this guy is gonna be el titular del 2026.
Bueno, Ochoa dice que todavía quiere jugar en el 2026. So, I don't know.
Que juega ahí. Él puede jugar toda su vida, ajedrez.
Que juegue con un palito.
Estoy diciendo lo que él dijo. He wants to go to the World Cup.
Sí,
y si tenemos a un tarado como el Tata de entrenador en el 2026, lo va a poner nada más por experiencia.
¿Por qué le dice así al Vasco?
¿A cuál Vasco?
Al Vasco Aguirre.
¿Él va a ser el entrenador?
No.
¿No te acuerdas que puso al Conejo Pérez cuando era
pero espérate,
tiempo de Ochoa?
Modos, ese tiempo del Conejo, bueno, es que pasa lo siguiente. Si convocas a Acevedo, ¿lo metes a jugar el Mundial?
No.
Like this World Cup? No.
Sí, exacto.
Just give him the chance to go.
Nomás lo llevas para que agarre experiencia, para que se vaya de vacaciones. ¿Para qué lo metes? ¿Para qué lo llevas?
Para tener a tu segunda opción. Acuérdate que anything could happen.
Tú siempre has dicho que, porque yo te dije que Herrera, aunque no jugara en el Atlético, tenía cosas que aprender ahí. Y tú dijiste que nadie aprende nada si no juegan. Entonces, si Acevedo no va a jugar, ¿para qué lo quieres ahí tú? ¿No dijiste eso?
No.
Wow.
I mean, I did say that Herrera sucks, but that's just my opinion.
Son como hermanos ustedes, ¿se acuerdan? Tú me dijiste cuando teníamos 3 años que... This is what Jerry Sánchez, by the way, del super equipo del Ferni Fan Club. I think Mexico needs
Jerry,
3 or 4 younger players with serious future who have 0 World Cup experience. You have so many veterans in the squad to show the new guys how the selección works. Okay, going back to the point. Yes. Why would you take a Acevedo then? Let me put it this way. ¿Qué 3 porteros hay que llevar entonces? ¿Ochoa? ¿Cuáles son los otros
Ochoa,
dos?
porque Talavera y Acevedo.
Ochoa, Talavera y Acevedo. Ok, excelente. Empieza el partido, empiezan a jugar contra Polonia, sale Ochoa, choca con Lewandowski, se lesiona así, pero una contusión en la cara y tiene que salir. ¿A quién metes?
A Talavera.
Acevedo.
Okay. Para que se vuelva a lastimar y entre Acevedo, ¿estás de acuerdo que está muy difícil? Pero puede pasar. Ahora, ¿te sientes seguro metiendo a Acevedo como en el siguiente partido contra Argentina, vamos, que inicie?
Yo no.
Yo sí.
Ok. Esa es la cosa. A mí se me hace, ya en este momento, ya lo que estamos buscando es resultados. Hay que hacer lo mejor posible en Qatar. ¿Acevedo va a marcar diferencia para hacer lo mejor posible en Qatar? No estoy defendiendo el Tata, de hecho me revienta cómo está ahorita la selección.
Pero
y la
¿sabes qué?
Y todo.
All of this goes back to the whole process that they had during the qualifying rounds. Lo dijimos por primera vez, I agree with Super, y lo dijimos, Acevedo has to be called to the selección mexicana throughout the whole process, throughout the whole qualifying rounds. Y ahí va a tener experiencia, y ahí tal vez sí lo hubiera puesto de titular en Qatar. If he would have gotten that experience throughout.
Sí, claro, pero tú platicas como si la experiencia vas y juegas 3 partidos y ya tengo experiencia, la agarré ahorita. No, brother, hay que hacer lo que está haciendo ahora mismo Acevedo.
O por lo menos, como tú dijiste, piénsalo para el 2026. Si ya estuvo en las eliminatorias, ya fue a un mundial, aunque sea en la banca, para el 2026 ya va a estar bien, va a estar listo.
Entiendo eso que tú dices, piénsalo para el 2026, pero el problema es que el Tata Martino no está enfocado. A él no le dijeron, queremos que prepares el equipo para el 2026, ¿no? Le dijeron, queremos Hugo, que saques algo bueno en Qatar.
But Hugo, you're talking as if Acevedo had 17 years old. If he was like this little kid that just came out of La Cantera y que he's been playing 10 games and he did awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
This guy has been playing consistently for a few tournaments. This guy is right now is a contender to become the champion of the Mexican Soccer League. Mm-hmm. What happens if they do lift that trophy? Y el América, o sea, se va a quedar en el camino, obviously, si gana los Santos. ¿Qué haces entonces? Do you think he's not ready? He just became champion.
Y para empezar, no creo que Cota te puede dar muchísima más experiencia, muchísimos más resultados en
seguridad, caso. A mí sí.
A mí no me da mucha seguridad Cota. En los partidos que yo he visto con la selección mexicana,
en este momento, Acevedo es más que Cota.
Eso sí, si Talavera y Ochoa se lastiman contra Polonia.
Que no digas eso, dice el buen Jerry Sánchez, que se asusta.
y nos queda la opción de o Acevedo o Cota para que jugar contra Argentina, aunque los dos no son mi candidato ideal, yo prefiero a Acevedo que a Cota.
¿Pero porque estás pensando a futuro o porque realmente crees que haga un mejor partido?
Es que
porque estoy pensando a futuro y porque la realidad de ambos porteros es totalmente distinta. Y ahorita le acaban de meter un segundo, no sé si esté jugando Cota, pero le acaban de meter un segundo gol a León. Entonces, a ver, dime tú si te sientes cómodo y seguro con Cota ahí atrás.
No, con ninguno. Va a ser
chingas. ¿Qué pasó, Hugo?
Oye, ya va a calificar ahora sí. ¿Cómo va a ser? ¿Es el que se mete?
Pues León tampoco va muy bien. León y Cruz Azul van igual, entonces igual se mete Cruz Azul y Pumas.
León ya está
mira qué
dentro,
bonita
güey.
la cosa.
León no está
Cruz
dentro.
Azul con esta victoria, ¿cómo se queda? Está raro esto. Vamos a ver cómo no se actualiza la cosa esa. Pero bueno, la cosa es que eso sí sabemos. No va a ir Acevedo, ya es casi un hecho. Is that how it is with the no. It's not updated, is it? I don't think it's updated with Cruz Azul. But anyways. Acevedo no va a ir, eso ya lo sabemos. Así que por más que se enojen,
Do we know
como
that,
dice
though?
buen Jerry. ¿Cómo?
Do we know that?
Yeah, more likely.
Well, we don't know it for sure, Super, but I think it's all, you don't have to be a genius to realize that Acevedo's not gonna go. You're not gonna be still like, experimentando con jugadores a 2 meses del mundial. So, si ya lo llevó a Cota,
es
ya
lo que está haciendo. Es lo que está haciendo, because we just saw that like a few,
pero
the last contra Paraguay.
Y no está lesionado.
No era partido oficial de fecha FIFA, entonces no le pudo llamar a los titulares, no le pudo llamar a los que van a jugar en el mundial.
Oh, de las convocatoria.
Ya. O sea,
entonces ¿qué fue?
¿Qué fue? Pues fue un amistoso donde nada más pudo llamar a gente de México.
¿Y que no es un experimento?
If we can see the lista.
Pero porque no tiene otra opción. Este ya es una fecha FIFA, ya no va a llevar a Cota nada más para verlo, a ver si es bueno y decidirse después. Este ya debe ser una lista más sólida.
En esta convocatoria, ¿quién sale sobrando? ¿Quién va de vacaciones? ¿Quién no se merece estar aquí?
No, si no se merece, es que muchos no se merecen estar ahí, pero bueno, ya casi...
El número uno, el que dices, no es posible que esté aquí ahora mismo.
Funes Mori.
No, pues es que muchos, no sé por qué está Romo ahí, no sé por qué está Funes Mori, y si no veo a Gallardo, ojalá no esté, porque si está,
Romo
míralo, ahí está Gallardo, ahí está Gallardo, ¿está Pizarro?
¿Está Pizarro? No está Pizarro. No,
qué bueno que no está Pizarro.
Sería una grosería realmente.
Qué bueno que no está Pizarro. Bueno,
no está ni Córdoba.
Gallardo, bueno, pero ese ya no ha ido. Gallardo, Romo y Funes Mori creo que no deberían estar ahí.
Guardado, ese güey ya ni debería estar jugando ya.
Antuna tampoco, como dice Jerry, Antuna tampoco debería estar ahí.
Funes Mori y Gallardo sin vergüenza. Así las cosas, pues háblenle al Tata, mándenle emails.
El Guti.
¿Ese no te convence?
Nah.
Sí, pero cuando hay un debate así de que te convence, no me convence eso, I'll let it go. Pero como cuando son oficiales, como si se lleva Pizarro, olvídate. Qué bueno que no está Pizarro y el pelón del Chaca. Ahí te hablan súper. But anyways, I think we're getting to the end.
Si no extrañas el pelón del
Jerry,
Chaca,
siéntate, Fernando. Todavía no acaba el show, no te vayas. Siéntate.
Yo pensé que decían el pelón del Chaca o Saca, no sé qué era, pero bueno. El súper es el bueno para eso.
El pelón del saxofón, dice.
Sacó algo, le dijo a... anyway, so this is it. We're getting to the end of it. We can complain as much as we want about Tata Martino. It's just going to happen. We'll see what happens with him. I don't... to be honest, at this point, it's going to happen like every other World Cup. There's nothing else to do but just to support.
Isn't that why you brought up this conversation about the Selección Mexicana? You even asked us, are we going to argue about la Selección Mexicana? And we said yes.
No, I didn't say about la Selección Mexicana. I said, are we going to rant about
That's what we did. Yeah, that's what we did.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I asked you.
Yeah, well, because you said there's not much point on criticizing them. Well, there's not much point, but
you can rant as much as you want.
You invited us to criticize them. Okay. Well,
so we invite everybody, the whole audience. We invite you for the next podcast. If we get a little bit of time at the end, we're gonna rant one more time against el Tata Martino. So join us for that ranting, everybody. And el buen Jerry Sanchez, we ask you again to join us next week on Thursday to rant about el Tata.
About Fernando. Oh, el Tata, perdón.
They're gonna play Colombia. Colombia is not even gonna play the World Cup. So it says, es para ir al Rose Bowl y gritar fuera Tata con una chela bien fría. Unfortunately, there'll be zero change in the present day of the Great Federation and the squad. Great show, guys. Thank you, Buen Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
And are you gonna? Who they play in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
Are you going, Fernie?
I don't think so.
Ask Jerry. He'll
Dios mío. Come on.
No, he's saying que es just a Puma fan. No, es que él es inglés. Si juega la selección inglesa, lo invitan. A ver ahí. Y tiene que ser de Wembley para arriba. ¿Correct? Si no, no
vienen
va. Ya dice Wata.
Es que me invitaron a Hollywood Horror Nights. Ya ves, empezó Halloween y todo.
Ay, te vas a ir a asustar en vez de ver a la selección. Sí. Te asustas más viendo a la selección, güey.
Güey.
No, sí quería ir, sí quería ir.
Okay.
Ya los veré en Qatar.
Hollywood.
Mira, dice Fernando es un buen güey.
Más de un mes, ¿eh? el partido dura 90 minutos. Esto en Horror Nights dura como más de un mes. Anyways, last words, guys, because it's time to go.
No se pierdan el superclásico que vamos a darle una repasada.
¿A la América? Así con esa confianza dices tus últimas palabras. Vamos a darle una repasada a la América. Órale, dilo bien, brother.
Lo dije bien.
Vale, pues échale.
Es más probable que Pumas se meta al repechaje que Chivas le gane al América. Pues así está la situación.
Tanta confianza le tienes a tu equipo.
No llores mucho este fin de semana, Super. No llores mucho este fin de semana.
Ya salió el trapo aquí, el buen Jerry le va a la América. Ya me di cuenta por qué no quiere ir el Fernie. No te creas, pues a lo mejor. Fernie, tú, Jerry, tienes ahí a tu buen amigo Fernando, que es americanista de closet. Invítalo a salir y a que lo diga abiertamente en el mundo. Coman frutas y verduras, banda.
Ya salió.
Coman frutas y verduras, banda. This is el Tri Online, el Mexican Soccer Podcast. Follow us every Thursday and subscribe to your channel. Peace.
Nos vemos.